Hello everyone, Mark here, Mark's Max Muscle, and we are just hours away from the finals, the Mr. Olympia event, as well as the men's classic physique division. But guys, the excitement is just mounting. Could Big Ramy get the victory over not only Dr. Phil Heath, but the current champion, Brandon Curry? Could it be, guys? Could it be? The bodybuilding world would flip upside down with excitement. I can guarantee you that much for sure. And as I was watching the video, or as I was watching the footage, I should say, my eyes just kept going to Big Ramy. I mean, Phil had some points about him, of course, and he had some negative points as well. But as a whole, guys, I have to say, Big Ramy Mamdouh has one heck of a chance of winning the title this year. Let us begin this comparison, and right out of the chute, I apologize. Probably not the best picture for Big Ramy Mamdouh. Gosh darn it, couldn't find the best one. Actually, Fernando Arroyo, knock on wood, he sent me this one, so thank you. Big Ramy, guys. I mean, quality of the muscle, Phil Heath arguably winning in that aspect, but guys, look at Big Ramy, the improved arms, the waistline, the legs. He's beating Phil on a lot of notches here. There was this one, an actual side-by-side comparison, and as you can plainly see, Big Ramy is just that big, and he leaned down, so being lean did not hurt him for his presentful size. Look at the lats. He's dwarfing Phil Heath, and I honestly don't see anything that Phil has except for maybe the forearms, maybe the calves. But Ramy, not bad in the calves or the forearms as well. So, as a whole, Big Ramy for sure. Front lat spread. This is a for sure pose for Big Ramy. I mean, sure, Phil Heath, quality of the muscle. I mean, you can argue that. But guys, you can only go so far with that. Otherwise, somebody like Branch Warren would be the Olympia champion time in, time out. It's about flow, size. And I'm telling you right now, guys, size-wise, this front lat spread, Phil's actually taller than Big Ramy in certain poses, but other poses like this, Big Ramy is just dwarfing Phil, not only in width, but just sheer mass, size, and the conditioning is close. Let's run through the poses, and this one here, Phil actually stands a little bit taller than Big Ramy Mamdouh. It's strange. I think Big Ramy just bends at the knees so substantially. Look at the lag dominance. Phil might be a little better in the upper body, and I say might because Big Ramy looks so thick, so wide, and the arm looks more balanced as far as the delts, the triceps, biceps. Phil Heath maybe a little bit more slender in the delt region. Takes away the balance of the arm, in my opinion, that is. But those legs, guys, and even in the calves, Big Ramy, I would give him an edge. But as a whole, this pose, it's pretty close. But I would probably give an edge, not only to the legs, but as a whole pose in the side chest for Big Ramy. Now the side tricep. This is a dominant pose. This one I was very impressed with Phil Heath. Dominant pose for Phil Heath. Even the midsection he kept in check in this shot. You notice that? A lot of the shots he had trouble, but in this one here, he kept it pretty darn good, and the tricep itself, I mean, this is prime time Phil Heath, and Big Ramy Mamdouh, he was never going to beat Phil Heath in this pose, but you got to consider the front two shots. Big Ramy, clear winner in my opinion. Side chest was close, pretty even. Phil gets this one for sure. So coming out of the two front, two side, I would give Big Ramy an edge. Go to the back shots, and this was always the question. And guys, check the side-by-side comparisons. Check the video footage. Big Ramy was just dwarfing. And I mean dwarfing Phil Heath. Like I said, guys, quality of muscle or not, Phil Heath is losing this one. He is, guys, he is. Traps, good, you know what I'm saying? He looks good, he's conditioned. But so is Big Ramy. Look at the glutes, they're probably even more conditioned. And looks pretty darn good in the calf area as well. Definitely not, he's not being dwarfed in that area. Go to the rear double bicep, and guys, I'm getting a little bit excited here. I think Big Ramy could pull this one off. I think for sure he could pull this one off. Lower lat thickness, things of that nature. Sure, Phil's going to have an edge, but he's not what he used to be. His arms are almost dominant in a shot like this, are Phil's, and that's usually not the case. Big Ramy, maybe a little bit more flow in this one. Man, does he look good. Winning in the traps as well. So really the only thing Phil has on him is some lower lat thickness, and I think that's creeping up a little bit on Phil as well. Big Ramy, just impressing me very, very much, I'm telling you right now. Ab and thigh. Now, through the album of the clearer pictures, couldn't find a very good ab and thigh for Big Ramy, and this one is not doing him justice. I'm telling you right now, from his facial expression to the abs themselves. But look at that quad. Phil actually looks pretty good for Phil, for this version of Phil. Midsection, of course, a little bit bulbous. Now, here's a side by each one, and I didn't like to use these ones. I mean, it would have been easier for me to use all these ones, but they're not the clearest pictures, and I like to give you guys the clearest picture to give you a good estimation on who was in better condition. And Big Ramy, the midsection, clearly winning the ab and thigh pose, and as well as a lot of the other ones. Most muscular, Big Ramy, much bigger, much broader. Phil Heath, you could argue, the density of his muscle, harder, grainier, but the midsection, guys, that takes everything away, and I would most certainly give Big Ramy the most muscular shot. And that is, of course, the last pose, but there is one more most muscular. And Phil, I mean, what can you say? He looks good when you can't see the midsection. But it's bodybuilding, and the midsection counts, whether you like it or not. And I'm not totally writing Phil off. I'm even saying, there's a chance that the judges will overlook that midsection. And I'm not going to quit watching bodybuilding. Of course not. I understand that. But hopefully the judges see it our way. As an audience member, we like to see the more aesthetic midsections. And when it's close like this, I could see Big Ramy, Mamdouh Alsbaye pulling off the big win. Can he beat Brandon Curry? That's another story. And I guess that's a matchup for another day. Hit thumbs up on the video, guys. Let me know who you think's going to win tonight. And the excitement, guys. Wow. Couldn't be any more exciting. And for Big Ramy to pull this one off would be the biggest thing in bodybuilding. Have a great day, guys.